See, everybody's telling you, save 10% of your money, save 10% of your money. Well, I want to share with you why that's totally wrong and how I went from literally having $0 in savings to, in just a few years, in 12 months, in the last 12 months, I've saved 6 figures. Not earned 6 figures, I've saved 6 figures. And this is a money technique that you can use as well to grow your income drastically and put more money away in savings as well. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. They don't tell you this, and I think it's for a very specific reason. If you have not subscribed yet, be sure to hit the subscribe button right over there and hit the bell notification, because that's what's going to notify you for new videos. Subscribe, bell notification. Let's get right to the video. Okay, so everyone's always talking about save 10%. Think about the math of 10%. So let's say that the average person in America made $40,000 a year. What's 10% of $40,000? Not very much. You can't do that much with that much money. And so, okay, well, let's say everyone made $100,000. What's 10% of that? 10,000. I mean, in California, if you were to buy a home in California, you're talking about a standard 20% down payment. How long is that going to take you? Let's say if the average home was $600,000 in California. So 10% of that is 60, 20% is 120. So if you were making $100,000 a year, saving 10%, meaning you were putting $10,000 away and you needed $120,000, it would take you 12 years. Now, a lot of people would say a home is maybe not the best investment in today's economy. I'm just using that as a metric to understand the basic math of how long at 10% it would take you. Now, one of the most famous investors in the world was named Sir John Templeton. Sir John Templeton would save 50% of his income. And I once heard the famous motivational speaker Eric Thomas say, "Your life will change when you stop setting goals to make 6 figures and start setting goals to save 6 figures." That seemed ludicrous to me. I had no money. My now wife was in debt at the time because I couldn't pay for anything. It was ludicrous. But I started saying any money that came in, which wasn't very much money, was going to be saved at a 40% ratio. Now, this was extremely difficult because you say, well, how am I supposed to live? And how most people do is, what they do is they try to lower their standard of living to meet their income. Bob Proctor says, don't lower your standard of living to meet your income. Raise your income to meet your standard of living. So it was non-negotiable. 40% was going away. And that's very difficult when you aren't making any money at all. I'm talking about well under $1,000 US a month, which if you live in Southern California, I mean, rent is going to cost you that in and of itself. And I was saving 40% of it. And so what happened was it made my mind start to say, okay, so how do I create more money? It moves you from a limited point of view where most people are saying, you know, how do I penny pinch this 10% of this limited amount of income that I have? I was forced to say, okay, I'm saving 40% of this non-existent income that I have. How do I create more money so that I can actually live the life that I want to live? Because if I'm putting 40% away, that means I need to earn and create a lot more value in the world so that I can create an income that I can actually live off of. And so what happened was it started expanding my mind. And what took place was absolutely nothing short of phenomenal. It didn't take very long for my business to get to the 7-figure mark and for me to go from saving in a month more money than I was making in a year. Now, this is simple math. And the simple math is like this. If you keep your mind inside a little box of 10% and you try to figure out how to squeak by on that, what's going to happen to your mind? Your mind is going to get set on living off that limited amount of money. Whereas if you're saving 40% and you're forcing yourself to do it, now get this, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to have the money. So if you were saving 40% and then something came up and it wasn't feasible anymore, you'd have the money. People say, I can't do that. Well, you can, because either way you're going to have the money. If you needed to spend some of that 40%, you could spend it. Why? Because you had the money in the first place. Otherwise, what happens is we save 10% or less, and then that other 90% gets spent. Something happens where you need money and you don't have any money because you've only been saving 10% and you've been spending 90% of it. So in a sense, it's a short-term restriction that causes a long-term expansion in your mind that says, how can I raise my paradigm about income and savings so that I can still live the life that I want while I'm saving 40%? And eventually it becomes a habit. It becomes very easy. I've been doing this for numerous years now, so it's like, it's not even a question. It's become a very basic thing, and it makes me instead say, I need to make exponentially more money to live the life that I want because I'm putting so much of it away. And if you're up to the challenge, I invite you to start experimenting with the same thing, saving 40% of your income. And if you can't, work your way up to that at least. If you save 10%, work your way up to 20. If you save 20, work your way up to 30 and make your way all the way up to 40. And if that seems difficult, then the question that you got to start asking yourself is, how can I attract, manifest, and create more money in my life? Now, most people aren't asking themselves that question. But when you're mandatory, making it non-negotiable for you to save 40% of your income, it causes you to start asking a different question. And what began to happen is I set my mind unconsciously, as a result of having 40% of my income vanish just like that, it made my mind start to expand on the possibilities for actually my income in my life. And as a result of that, my income skyrocketed as well. And my savings did. And so nobody really talks about this type of stuff, and I think it's probably more than anything is the Michelangelo quote. He says that the biggest tragedy in life isn't aiming too high and missing, it's aiming too low and reaching it. The biggest tragedy in life isn't aiming too high and missing, it's aiming too low and reaching it. And most people are aiming so low, they just focus on saving the most nominal amount of money as they can. But get this, the government is probably not going to take care of you when it's come for retirement. Your family member might not be able to take care of you later in life. It's your job as an individual to take total personal responsibility over your financial situation. That means having the money put away for 6 months, 12 months, having the money put away, another set of money put away that you can invest, having money put away to put your children into the college that they want to go to, working to have the money put away so that your spouse doesn't have to work, having money put away so you can get life insurance. If you're the main breadwinner in your family and God forbid you pass away or something happens to you, you need to be able to rest assured, have money put away for the other people in your family. I didn't know that until I got married, and then I said, well, I mean, what happens if something happened to me? Well, I need to get life insurance. Well, that costs money. And I have that now for my wife. But what happened was my mind kept expanding. Now most people are trying to say, what can I shrink out of my limited amount of money? Instead, how can I attract more of it to take care of my situation? And so I invite you to challenge yourself in that respect and see how far you can really go, because you'll probably be amazed at what you're truly capable of. You have great talents within you. Money comes to you when you provide more value to the world. And as you continue to provide more value, and as you continue to expand your consciousness and ask yourself the questions, how can I attract more money? Then what happens is it becomes easier and easier to put more away and to earn more of it. So this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. The number one thing that changed my life was my success hypnosis. I created a financial success hypnosis for myself, And I started listening to it every single day while I had these new financial goals and these new savings goals, and it changed my life. And it's down there below. It's free. It's jakeshypnosis.com right there down below. Psychologists say we have approximately 65,000 thoughts in a day. 95% of our life is subconscious. It's habitual. And if you can reprogram that and get your subconscious set up to be a magnet for you to attract success and money, it will change your life. It changed my life, and it can change yours. And this is free. Over 200,000 people from all over the world have used it. It's jakeshypnosis.com right there down below. jakeshypnosis.com right there down below. So make sure you down that. Comment down below, I am a money magnet. Comment down below, I am a money magnet. You are a money magnet. Start talking like that. Start communicating with yourself and having conversations with yourself about being a money magnet. See your big financial goals and dreams and your savings and the things that you want to do with money, and see yourself as a person that can put more and more and more and more and more money away. So comment down below, I am a money magnet. Hit the subscribe button, the bell notification right over there in the corner. I'll see you on the next video, and I'm hoping this inspires you, because it's something that changed my life. So let me know down below if this speaks to you. I'll see you on the next video.